Hey pals, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video I'm going to be doing 3 different looks using the SoSu by SJ x Keilidh collection. I'm sure you've all seen it at this stage and are as excited about it as I am. So I'm going to show you 3 like completely different looks, and I'm going to use as many colours in the palette as possible. I'm also going to give a little mini review at the end, so I probably won't talk about it that much during the tutorials. I'm just going to tell you what I'm doing, and then at the very end I will give some thoughts. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get this little fluffy brush here, oh god, and I'm going to go in with the colour Veil, which is the matte white, and I'm just going to highlight my brow bone and inner corner. I usually do this like no matter what eye look I'm doing. Okay, now I'm going to go in with the colour Savior on the same brush. So with this shade I'm just going to buff it into my crease. I'm also going to bring it quite far into the inner half of my eye, kind of almost on my nose bridge, to make like a reverse smoky eye kind of deal. I'm not going to bother putting onto like my outer lid or anything because we're going to have that winged liner effect, but I am going to bring it underneath my eye as well. I'm going to smoke it out a good bit because it is a very grungy kind of look. Cool, so now I'm going to go in with the SK02 from Keilidh's brush set, and I'm going to go in with the shade Prophecy. And with this colour I'm going to do pretty much the same thing, but I'm going to keep it slightly lower and tuck it into my crease a little bit more. These are really, really pigmented, as you can see. I definitely picked up too much there, but it's okay. And again, we're going to tuck it in to the very inner lid. I'm almost kind of bringing it up into my brow hairs as well, just to like really add that grunginess. And again, we're going to bring that underneath, but we're not going to blow it out as much as Okay, now I'm going to dip into Faith, which is the yellow, and I'm going to use the first brush that I used, and with this colour I'm literally just going to kind of graze over the edges of everything just to add a little bit of a pop of yellow. Okay, so now I'm going to make the wing liner shape, and I'm going to use the Carter Beauty Supreme gel liner. Any black gel liner will work. And then to do this I'm going to use the SK07 from the set, and I'm basically just going to create a wing shape and then drag it over my whole lid rather than just eyeliner, if you know what I'm saying. I'll show you. Okay, so once I'm happy with the shape of that, I'm going to go in with the SK05, which is like a flat concealer kind of brush, and I'm going to fill that all in with the black gel liner. The top part doesn't really have to be like perfectly smooth because I'm going to be blending it out with some black shadow now in a second. Okay, so while that is still a little bit tacky, I'm going to go in with the Sin shade, which is the black, and the SK03, which is like a really small blending brush, and I'm just going to kind of buff out the edges of this little shape we have going on. Just going back in with the SK02 and Prophecy again and blending this black out even more. Okay, now for literally the best part ever, I'm going to go in with Chaos, which is my absolute favourite colour of the palette. I'm going to take that on the SK05, and I'm just going to place that literally over the black liner. Like, do you see this? Do you see this? I really love the effect that black liner has as a base to any like shimmery shade. It just gives it such a cool dimension, and I love. I'm also just going to add some of that black into my waterline, and then I'm going to smoke it out with more Sin and the SK04. I also just added some highlight into my inner corner and brow bone. Like, look at the difference in my eyes, that's insane. I'm now just gonna go and do the other eye off camera, pop on some lashes, and I'll be back to conclude everything. Okay, so this is the finished look. Super grungy and smoky and just all things Keilidh basically. The lashes that I use are Black Heart stacked with Ego. I saw her do that on her video where she did 5 eye looks with the palette and I was feeling it, so I thought I'd try it out for myself. And yeah, let's move on to the next one. My eyes are literally burning already. Okay. Okay, so this look is definitely the easiest of all of them. It takes like 2 colors. So we're gonna start off again with Savior and that fluffy Nema brush. Okay, so I'm gonna take Savior and blend it throughout my crease. And I'm gonna focus it mostly on the outer half. And again, I'm gonna bring that color underneath. Now I'm going to take the SK02 again. I'm going to go in with Unruly, this gorgeous deep maroon shade. So I'm going to take that and literally just pack it all over my lid. Hello pigment, how are you doing? So once that's all kind of off my brush, I'm going to just use whatever is left to blend out the edges. And also I'm going to bring that underneath. So then just to add a little bit of a pop to the inner corner, I'm going to go in with Mercy, which is this pretty light pink. And again, I'm going to take that on the SK04. You can definitely wet these as well to make them more intense, but my setting spray is all the way over there. And okay, now I'm just going to put a little bit of black in my waterline. To smudge it out a little bit, I'm going to go in with the SK06, which is like a little tiny flat brush. And going in with Sin again. And I'm literally just going to wiggle my brush in between my lashes just to smudge out the black liner. I'm just going to go in with Unruly one more time to make sure it's really blended out. Okay, I'm going to go do the other eye now, add a pair of lashes, and I'll be back in a sec. So here is the second look all complete. I am obsessed with this. I think it's so easy to do. It's perfect for like a last minute night out and you still look snatched. And once again, I'm wearing the Black Heart stacked with Ego lashes just because I love a good dramatic lash. Okay, let's scrub my eyelids again and move on to the last one. Okay, so for my third look, I just did one eye off camera because I didn't really know what I was doing yet and I wanted to have a little play around, so this is what I came up with. Okay, so I'm going to take Majesty here on a fluffy blending brush. This one is from Nema Brush, and I'm going for kind of a halo spotlight eye, as you can see on this side. So I'm going to keep it quite rounded and not kind of drag it out as much. I'm also bringing that onto my outer and inner corner and leaving the center as blank as possible. Okay, so once we're happy with the shape of that, I'm going to take the SK02 and Sacred Fire, which is the bright red. And again, I'm just going to do the same thing, but keep it lower than the orange. I'm going to go back in with the orange again, just to kind of blend over everything and make sure there's no harsh lines. Okay, now I'm going to take the SK03 and Oath here, which is the really dark brown. And I'm just going to focus this mainly on the outer and inner corners to really deepen it up. This colour is so pigmented and so dark. I'm literally just going to pat it on first so that I have it where I want it to be, and then we can blend it out later on. So once the colour is pretty much all off my brush, I'm going to kind of join them up in the crease. And then going back with the previous brush and the red, just going to go around the edges to make sure it's all blended. Now I'm just going to take some concealer and the SK05 and just damp it in the middle to create the kind of spotlight. So once you have the kind of shape that you're happy with, I'm just going to take my finger and tap over the edges. So now in the same brush, I'm going to take the 1996 shade and pop that in the center of the lid. Oh girl, these apply so nice over like a wet base. And now I'm just taking the orange one last time and just going over the edges of that. Okay, now for the bottom half of the eye, I'm going to take Sacred Fire, and instead of like running this all over my bottom lash line, I'm literally just going to do the inner and outer corners. And then I'm going to blend that out with a bit of Majesty. Okay, so in the center then I'm going to add a bit of a pop of colour, and I'm going to go in with Myth, it's fab, iridescent purple. I love it so much, oh my god. And I'm going to pop that on with the SK04, the little bullet brush. You could definitely wet your brush as well before you do it, but I'm just way too lazy right now. Okay, so now to add even more of a pop, I'm going to take one of these little purple rhinestones and pop it just over that. Okay, that's pretty much it. I'm just going to pop on my other lash and I'll be back. Oh yeah. Okay, so this is the last look all done. I just used the Keilidh lash on their own. They're very, very pretty. They're really like kind of fanned out and they make your eyes look really... I literally can't decide which look is my favourite out of all three. I think it could be this one. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed those little mini tutorials. I'm gonna give kind of my final thoughts on everything now and a little mini review. Okay, so starting with the lashes, they're all super, super comfortable to wear. I personally prefer like a really big lash, so I think I'd only kind of wear the Keilidh lashes on their own, and the others I kind of stack just because that's what I like. I think that's really cool though, because you can like literally create so many different styles of lash by like stacking and wearing them on their own. And then I really, really enjoyed the brush set. I used every single one at least once, and that's something that really annoys me about brush sets, when you have like way too many brushes and you literally don't pick up like half of them. You do have to kind of have your own like big fluffy brush, but I feel like everybody has a brush like that, so it probably would have been a waste to put it in the set, so that makes sense. They're all super, super soft and good quality. I probably would buy another brush set just because I feel like I needed to use a lot of them like for different things. And then finally the palette, I am absolutely obsessed. The colours are stunning and really, really different to like most palettes that I've seen recently. They're very, very pigmented, like you literally only need a tiny amount. I learned that the hard way because they can have a little bit of fallout if you like pick too much up. So you have to be careful just to tap the brush in there. Yeah, they're all super blendable. The shimmers are gorgeous and really pigmented. I would definitely layer them over like a wet base just to like bring up as much intensity as possible, or even just wet your brush also works. So yeah, Keilidh, you did absolutely amazing, and I'm sure everyone is going to be as obsessed as I am with the collection, and I can't wait to see all of the amazing things that you're going to do in the future. Sky's the limit, gal. So thank you so much for watching, and I really hope you enjoyed this type of video. If you want to see me do multiple looks with one palette again, let me know, and I'll see you in the next one.